Hey, welcome to another edition of GoogleIsEvil. DoNotGod.com video presentation. Yeah. I'd like to say it was a production, but really not much producing. So anyway, alright, I'd like to say there's something new and exciting, but no, there's nothing. And I'm really just in endeavor to persevere mode. I mean, it's just, going through the motions lately of everything I'm doing. It's just, tedious work of thinking about doing. So yeah, I did title the video "Do or Do Not Do." There's no try. There's just either you're going to fail or you're not going to fail. Yeah, I don't even say win because winning isn't much of a victory. I mean, it's a huge victory for mankind, but it's not much of a personal victory, in the sense that, I won't personally profit from the victory. Probably won't come in my time, so to speak. So I won't be able to enjoy the peace and quiet of a sterile earth. Anyway, yeah, so it's the usual subject, well, usual lately, the frustrations of, doing whatever this is I'm doing, this persuading people of basic facts. Perfect. I should check the volume and whatnot. What do I do with the volume? I don't even remember. There's a trick to it somehow. I'm supposed to do something. Okay, that volume's up. That's good. Alright. Good enough. Yeah, no way. Yeah, so that was really good. Yeah. So I'm talking slow. I'm tired. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, terrible. Alright, so yeah, I gotta up my game a little. You can always play it back at accelerated speed. I don't know. It's hard to understand exactly what's going on. I mean, what makes the difference? Okay, so yeah, I'm just talking about the whole idea of what becomes popular, what isn't popular, who's not popular. Yeah, it's really hard to see the differences. It just seems like it's all circumstantial. Just being in the right place at the right time, kind of fall into it, blah, 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 blah. Doesn't seem to be anything formulaic about it. Beyond, hey, YouTubers, I love you, I do. Anything. They just kept changing the analogy, Alright, so I'm just talking about other people's way of persuading people, and so the shysters selling crap on on the radio, and they never talk about the crap. They just talk about all these metaphors, like it's like having cancer and this is the cure, and all these ways to persuade people that somehow they just can't, they won't be able to survive without buying the product. They must do it because if you don't, the reptilians will steal your soul. And very deep. That everything is. I gotta fix that. So I'm, maybe it's just getting old. I don't know. Yeah. The arguments made by Freud were just. Oh, okay. So yeah, I was just using him as an example, and that led to sort of Einstein. How everything gets misrepresented and pigeonholed and mischaracterized, and so all the value gets lost. Now you end up with some sort of Santa Claus. Some sort of, some sort of mixture of different little ideas and fables, and doesn't have much resemblance to the actual character, the actual thing. Of crap to get there. He had to fight all these competitors and beat the crap out of it. Alright, so I was talking about a lizard. So yes, the lizard had to fight for his place in the world. So you can take a nice picture of the winner standing on the, whatever, lion rock. But it's not the truth. It's not really what happened. It's not the story in any complete way. And, no, I don't know. Could you get to it, please? There's not much value, I guess, in just redoing arguments that other people. Oh, okay. So, so just talking about how, there's no point in having the conversation with all this clutter in the way. So, if you believe in a God or spirituality or whatever, singularities or sparkly blah blah floating through the ether or there's no point. I mean, because you're just always going to escape any kind of accountability or reality by falling back on your silly superstitions, on your nonsense, your silly stories. So yeah, somebody's got to fix that first. Now, I used to make, donotgod.com, videos about how stupid religion is, and how well evidenced the evolution story is, the lizard story, but I mean, people are just so belligerently tied to silly fables and dumbass stories and retarded nonsense, and don't even pretend you have some sort of honest brain, because you obviously can't have an honest brain if you have any confidence at all in religious fables. I mean, just too silly. I shouldn't even have to make that argument. There should be plenty of other people that can point out how silly and duplicitous and hypocritical you are to sit there and accept a truth as moronic, as the existence of a God. Ugh. Affected other people. So what's your blood footprint? Okay. So now I'm just getting to the basics. All you really need to know is that we evolved here. We're just robots, just mushing through our little taker lives. And the fact is that we're now smart enough to be able to figure out, hey, it's not just about me. Everything I do is going to affect other people. They have a brain. Their brain needs to feel good too. Their feelings are just as important as my feelings. Okay, I mean, their thoughts might not be as good as my thoughts. They might not have any integrity as reasonable or fact-based, and they might be complete rubbish as ideas and descriptions of reality. But it doesn't change the fact that what they feel matters. There's no victory in torturing the evil. There's only victory in preventing evil, discouraging evil. But there's no victory in torturing it. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good. We'd have maybe 10 billion people on Earth instead of the number. Oh, so yeah, this is the sort of the scary little bit where I, not making a defense of Holocaust or evil, just pointing out how, well, there is a way of looking at it where you could say, well, if you kill 50 million humans, that's a good start. The future was probably better off because, there just would have been a lot of just basic crappy human behavior, and the average human's behavior is not good enough. It makes more of a mess than it cleans up. We're running a deficit, and we're running a deficit because the average human is not a positive number. Okay, so you could argue that the fewer of them there are, the better. Was looking at a turkey carcass on the table. So I'm just explaining how, this stuff occurred to me a piece at a time. You realize something about your own hypocrisy, or you see your hypocrisy, and it bothers you, and then it keeps bothering you. So once you have a thought where you're conceding you don't have a good counter argument in defense of yourself, then it's going to keep coming back up, and you're going to have to deal with it, and that's how it happens to you. So these ideas are, again, I don't know how they're unstoppable, in terms of I don't know how it doesn't eventually happen to you. where you look at the turkey carcass and you say, was this all just about me? You know, what's in it for me? It really wasn't what's in it for anything beyond me, right? It's just what tastes good to me, what I'm in the mood for. It's not about the real story, which is, you know, the sacrifices having to be made by the tormented animals. And they are tormented. That, well, it's not my fault. I just moved pieces. Something like that. Yeah, so this just has to do with how people construct our society. And they just think that all this game of chess is just moving pieces. You know, I know that the horse, he does this, and I know the bishop does that. But they don't know outcomes. They don't have any idea of a strategy. They just see a place to move and they move a piece. But there's no reasoning to how they move beyond the simplest things. You know, like I don't know, you have to put gas in your car won't work. I mean, they're you know, this has nothing to do about how to drive. You know, they're doing the minimum maintenance of their existence, and they're in a maximum game. Driving is going to be the significant part. Yes, you should be able to figure out that you have to put gas in your car. That's not an accomplishment. The accomplishment is driving your car without, you know, running other people over. Big Blue, IBM. Alright, so then I was ragging on Google and Microsoft and how truly evil Microsoft was and is. But Google's just as bad. Google pretended it was the anti-Microsoft. And it really wasn't it wasn't the savior. It wasn't the anti-devil. It was a bigger devil. Very entertaining and engaging. It's a really good movie, The Gambling. You know. Oh, okay, so I was talking about another one of the things that occurred to me, right, where, you know, at some points in my life I thought there was a reasonable excuse for this stupid entertainment of gambling. And even indulged in it a little myself, because I wasn't thinking about any of the reality of it. The shysters making all the money, this is just rich people stealing poor people's money, just creating dupes, and all the tragedy that it leads to. So yeah, there's nothing to be for. It's like being for alcohol. Why the fuck would I be for it? You know, I don't know if I'm for prohibition, but I'm certainly not for people drinking. I don't think it's doing you any good. You know, I don't think it's a good idea. No point in suggesting it, that's for sure. So yeah, fuck that. I'm just saying that the truth is hidden, you know, in superficial conversation. The deeper conversation recognizes that what are you really just doing? You're just creating something for people to be addicted to. They don't need to be addicted to garbage. They can be addicted to something valuable. Again, instead of watching football, we could watch the competition to, you know, build the best economical house or something. We could watch some other competition that has value. The byproduct of it is value. You know, the rich spawn, you know, they send their little kids out. Oh, okay, so yeah, I was talking about the waste in the education system. All these people we educate because they're rich and they never do anything with that education. They're just wasting, squandering, pissing it away. Idea that your life is more than just your life. Right, so that's the big theme. Okay, your life isn't just your life. We're here, we're running the show, we have the power. All of those things are facts. You know, you have to participate. You have to, you know, you have to be in the war for us to win the war. You know, all of those things are just true. And so, you know, it's on us. The fact is, your life is going to affect all these other laws. Okay, I said that part. Yeah, it's good to say it more than once. Alright, so anyway, this is the end, I guess. I wish somebody cared. Yeah, so yeah, that's the part. The downside is it's a hard conversation to provoke people to have interest in this. What are we really doing here? And the only conversation they want to hear is that we're doing something magnificent, and they really don't want to deal with the fact that we're failing dismally. We're squandering our capacity to think. We're using it so badly. We, as a total population. Humanity is just a neuron waster. Alright, so till the next time and such, that I think that'll do. Big, blah blah blah. And so, just the one video on the website. Yeah, it's a little rambly, a little slow paced, but you know, it's got some points in it. They aren't too bad. So, but whatever. View at your discretion and such. So, till the next time and such. This has been Google is Evil. DoNotGod.com video presentation. Shit. Realize you suck and don't be evil. You know, something like that. Anyway. Alright, I guess I'll just go. Yeah. Till next time. And such.